I was expecting. I was expecting something slightly different, but anyway, we're still going to talk about this particular book because it is still a really good book to have. One of those things that I think, honestly, Dungeon Masters need more short adventures rather than long adventures. Okay, alright, so just doing my sound check. It seems to be coming through fine. You'll let me know if there's any issues with the sound or any sort of problems, and I will do my best to fix them up. Okay, I am on Twitch TV and YouTube. You will find the start time for this video down in the description if you need to get past all of my waffle and all that sort of stuff. Okay, alright, sit back and let's do this. Let's talk about Prepared To. Now normally if you haven't been part of my live streams, is I present everything first and then I open it up for questions and answers at the end. So don't run away, make sure to hang around, and yeah, I'll do my absolute best to make sure I can give you the lowdown on this particular adventure. Okay. Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. And as it happens, what I want to talk about is the new book put out by Kobold Press. I'm very, very excited. I've been wanting to get hold of this for a while, and that is Prepared To Tombs and Dooms Review. This is an adventure book with a dozen one-shot adventures for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. That's right, 5th edition. And it's published by Kobold Press. Written by Joan Swatsky. I think I've got that pronounced correctly. I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. Compatible with Dungeons and Dragons 5e, which is exactly what we're after. It's got some really cool front artwork. And I'm going to flick you over so you can actually see the book, because it's intentional. That's my intention, is I'm going to show you what the book is like. I'm not going to just like tease you with an image. So it is a pretty impressive piece of artwork. I like it. It has 36 pages. There is, I think, 1 page of ads at the very back of the book. So it's quite small. It's not a big book. It's designed for a range of levels from about level 1 through to a level 11. So it's not the same range as the first prepared book, which was going from level 1 through to 15. I actually think that's perfectly fine. If you've only got a dozen adventures, covering any more than that might be just a bit too silly, if you ask me. It is designed to be run by somebody in about 5 to 10 minutes of preparation. As I said, they are one shots. They'll take about 1 session to run, and then you should be done. 2 sessions if you're really lucky. The adventures are about 2.5 pages long. It does use monsters from the Tome of Beasts, unfortunately. So I'm going to flip it over and just show you what I mean. Not all of the monsters in this are from the Tome of Beasts, and you could replace a number of the monsters in this adventure, so that's not like a huge problem. There are fantastic maps in here. It's more like an encounter location short adventure book rather than giving you something that has a number of different locations. There is a couple like that. I think the very first one had more adventures that were made up of a series of small locations, between 3 to 5 locations in the adventure, although they did have some adventures that were just 1 location. This is a mixture of combat and roleplay, so if you wanted a mixture of both, you're going to get both. Don't worry about it. Some of the monsters are from the monster manual. They're not all from the Tome of Beasts, so that's not going to be a huge issue. And as I said, you can cycle stuff out. So let's have a look what's inside, so you can actually see the product as it is. So very nice artwork as I said, and we'll just make sure we get in the shot for you. There you go. So contents page breaks it down, and here we go. There's our map. First one, Dib's Wagon of Doom. So this is about, with the map, it's about 2.5 pages at that. And it gives you all the information you might need, but you can see it is essentially not a series of locations, it's just 1 location compared to some of the other adventures in the very first prepared adventure book. Okay, next one. Starry Beach. So one location, and you play that out. And this, I know it seems strange, but some of the maps are actually take up a lot of room. I think they've actually put more effort into some of the maps than they have into anything else. They look very pretty. I don't know that they would necessarily be that difficult to draw up. And then a breakdown. Usually it has like a sidebar. So over here, it sort of talks about how you can integrate it into your campaign. So this is designed to sort of be put together in pieces. The next one, the Ooze Temple of the Oathbreaker of the Oathbreaker. This has got a Void Dragon in it, which is not something you'll find in the original Dungeons & Dragons 5e Monster Manual. It'll be in the Tome of Beasts. And a location map. It's actually a couple of location maps, sort of to give you an idea of where it would sit in the world. Well formatted, so you can find everything pretty easily. Assault of the Steel Horde. And I'll just flip that over there as well, so you can see. Wouldn't require an awful lot of effort on your part, and you could a nice idea behind this is these seem to be adventures that are scaled. So we're now looking. The first one was for level 1. This one here over here is designed for 4 characters from level 5 to level 6 roughly. But it's a lot of things that you would sort of imagine would be great to have. So they're very dynamic, even though it's like one location. They are dynamic environments and dynamic encounters that you can run for your your group. The Void Walker. So we'll just flick through this. Really cool. This adventure literally is a location sitting on the side or shoulder of a very, very large creature with a portal of all things. So it's wonderful in the way they have put them together, really creative. The sort of things that you are looking for that sort of outside of the box. Hell Comes a Glittering, next one. This is for levels 5 to 6, 4 PCs. This one has actually got a couple of different locations on the map. And a lot of the artwork I did notice is repeat artwork from not the maps themselves, but some of the images are from what looks like previous releases from Kobold Press, if you're wondering. I'm certainly pretty sure that is the case. Is it Neither by sail nor by oar? So yes, a nautical theme, and you can see each one of those adventures in your campaign. It talks about how you can tie it in. It also talks about Midgard a lot, which of course you won't necessarily be using Midgard unless you're using Kobold Press's campaign worlds. This is a sailing ship. Yes, we get a sailing ship. Absolutely. I know what you mean. Exactly. Good. Cool. Right. Moving on. Dark Knight at the Odin. Is it Odin? I think it's the Odin. This is like you're going to watch a show and things happen. Of course they do. There's supposed to be things happening at the show. The Tangled Temple. That's for levels, let's see, is it 8 to 9? And it gives you a couple of locations. You only get 2 major locations in here. So it's not like your 5 dungeon adventure, which would have been nice. It would have been nice to have like 5 different locations sort of tied into that. But anyway, never mind. We don't get that. But still, really, really easy to put together. You wouldn't have to spend a lot of time on this whatsoever. The Sparkling Spire and Valley of the Black Tears. This is artwork from the Tome of Beasts. This is the pages are all gloss, so it's going to last. It's well constructed. It's not going to fall apart, even though it's a light paperback. And a couple of locations here. A Shroud of Aganantha, I think it is Aganantha, level 11 PCs. And we get a couple of different maps. This one is the only one where there is at least, I would say, like 5 different locations, 4 to 5 different locations, which is good. And at the back, you get a couple of unique and unusual magic items to use in the adventure, which I think is great, and a little bit of advertising at the back. So what do I think? I'm not unhappy that I got it. I would have preferred the locations to have like adventures to have like 1 to 5 locations, or at least 5 different locations, so my players can sort of do a bit of exploration, because right now what we're getting is sort of big climactic battles, or heavy on the role play, rather than allowing sort of the 3 pillars of play is what we're usually after, right? So there's the only thing that I would say is a drawback on this particular product. I still think it's a good product, and I'm happy to have it. I will definitely use it. I've always found myself having to pull them out from time to time. So if you have any feedback or questions, put that into the comment section. By all means, go and watch more of my videos. I have plenty for players and dungeon masters. I also have a review on the very first Prepared and on the Tome of Beasts, if you want to go and check that out at some point. I have a Patreon page where you can go and support me so I keep making videos like this. I have affiliate links down in the description to the book depository on Amazon, and I do have an affiliate link to Prepared 2 if you want to go and purchase it from Amazon yourself. Now remember, share, like and subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified when I go live, and I go live a lot, and when I publish new videos that are edited. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Okay, I just need a drink. All right, just getting comfortable. It's been a long day for me, but that's all right. Just checking the Twitch chat. There's nothing going on over there. Okay, so now let's have a look at YouTube. What do we got here? Sundry's here, F Hubber's here, serve the bacon. Yes, we want bacon, don't we? Absolutely. I will just flip back to the book itself. Now, if you've noticed a slight adjustment in the sound quality, it is because I've had to move things around, and unfortunately one of my biggest issues is the window. The sound bounces off the window, and I usually got that well and truly under control. Right now, for whatever reason, it is not working quite the way I'd hoped, and so I do apologise for that, but there's nothing much I can do about it. Not until I get some professional acoustic foam in this tiny little cupboard that I work in. How's it going, Matt? Maps can be reused. Yes, exactly. Maps can be reused. The thing with maps, though, is they are much more useful if there's a couple of different locations. Otherwise, not quite so helpful. Love these videos, Fred, especially when it's unofficial D&D products. Yeah, look, I don't often buy unofficial D&D products because very few people watch videos on that. And Mr. Tarask does a great job of doing that. At this present time, I would say he is the channel. So Mr. Tarask is the channel if you want unofficial product reviews for adventures and so forth that aren't Wizards of the Coast. All of the big channels are usually covering stuff related to what is published by the D&D team. Lets me know what's out there and how good or bad it is. Yep, I think it's essential, I think. Yeah, no, well, look, the first one, Prepared, the first one is wonderful. I've used them and they've been great, and my players had a ball. They really did. I have no doubt that these will prove to be entertaining. Very creative and smart writer, and it's the sort of thing that's far more useful to anybody than these big sprawling adventures sometimes. Hi John, how's it going? I have this book too. My biggest gripe is the lack of stat blocks in the appendix. Not bad otherwise though. Yeah, see that is the thing though, John, is that's the case with most adventures nowadays, is they don't include the adventures stat blocks or the monster stat blocks in the back. That's the case with the Wizards of the Coast. It's the case with a lot of the Kobold Press publications. It even happens with the likes of the Pathfinder or Paizo publications. they don't always include all the stat blocks in their adventures. They certainly have a lot of them, but they don't always include all of them. Sundry, where you get the phone from? I'm honestly not too sure. I've allowed my brother to take control and organise most of that, and I was just the one who had to scrape the money together to make it happen. It'll come eventually, but I'm in New Zealand, so it could be a while. And the plan is to make sure I put some in front of that window and behind the microphone. Okay, Matt, what do you got here? Fred, I have to trust that person first before I respect what they say. I respect your opinion. Yeah, look, as I said, the drawback is that they tend to be just one location, but they are very creative. And I always find that short adventures are so easy to pop in. You know, if somebody doesn't show up, then you can run these sorts of things rather than running the main campaign, particularly if you're the sort of group that don't play if one person doesn't show up, which I think is crazy, but I know some groups do that. Some groups do it. It's a little bit odd. Sundry, could use bubble wrap and a towel in the meanwhile. Well, I do have a towel up actually, but the thing is I had to move the towel because the light coming through the window was changing things, so I had to shift the towel and that adjusted things. It's one of those things. Usually I don't have this problem, but that's what it's had this time around. Now, for those of you who are still in the room, because unless you've got any more questions, I'm going to take off. What is happening? What am I doing? I'm still looking for work, but till then, you will probably get about 2 or 3 live streams every day. If you feel that will spam your email and the notifications is going to be too much, that's fine. These videos will get cut down. Yes, you will get edited videos as well. They are going to come. So I will edit the live streams down so they turn into what looks like an edited video, and they will get released. What I plan to do is, once I do that though, I will eventually take down the live stream content, so you won't be able to watch or listen to the Q&A at the end of the live streams, because once the final product goes up in edited version, then you won't be able to access it. It'll go unlisted. It'll still exist on YouTube. You just won't be able to see it in the playlists. And that is the plan moving forward, until I either get another job or I wind up making enough money doing this, which I'm far, far from doing. So that's what's going on. And yes, I will continue to stream on Twitch TV for the future, going forward. Should have done it a long time ago. Should have done a lot of things a long time ago. But anyway, it happens that way sometimes. So I'm going to say my out, which is have a good day, good night, good morning, good afternoon. Look after yourself and your family and your friends. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.